The pilot project was introduced in 2018 before it was halted due to budget constraints. Nearly 800 schools are participating. The pilot project was only conducted during the trial exams. It's aimed at promoting mother tongue education and improving results. The SABC checked in at the Ngqina and Douglas Mbopa High Schools in Motherwell and Solomon Mahlangu in Kariega. Some of the participating learners say the mother tongue version question paper didn't assist as they were taught English during the year.
It was not helpful at all. It was just a liability to us. It was not helpful. We did not even use it a bit.
It wasn't really that helpful because we were used to answering questions in English. We were used to being taught in English. So now being introduced to IsiXhosa at the later stage, it's confusing us.
Since grade 10, I was taught accounting in English. So it can change in grade 12.
But there were learners who realized the benefit of using mother tongue question papers, which they say it assisted them to better understand the questions other than in English.
There were questions that I didn't understand in English that were too complicated, but then when I looked and checked it in SeSotho, I understand it.
The project was very good. It helped us so much because we learned to understand things in a better understanding, and also we comprehended things at a much broader perspective.
I felt like it helped me there and there because in life sciences it did help me in some questions.
The learners raised concern about how some words in subjects like maths and science were translated, and they would like to see some improvement. They say the examiners used direct translation of some terms, and it did not make any difference between the English and IsiXhosa versions.
It was not really helpful because it just translated what was said in English to IsiXhosa, and then it didn't give a clear indication of what that question really wanted.
I feel like for the other subjects, it was not very helpful because the words that are in English, if you go at the back to the IsiXhosa version, you'll find that it's still the same words, but they're sort of trying to translate, but they're not exactly translating to the original Xhosa words. They're still using English words, but they're just using them in the IsiXhosa version as well.
I did not find it very much useful because for the past few years we have been using the English side, so the Xhosa side it does not have much effect.
History, agriculture and accounting were the other subjects included in the trial run. The department says the learners participating in the project were part of a group that started with the program in grade 8. But there is a view that the project should have been introduced in phases to avoid overwhelming the learners.
So yes, it's wonderful to decolonize. It's wonderful to elevate the language to academic standards, but I think they should take little chunks at a time, and they shouldn't just have it in laboratory situations, but involve the teachers, involve the learners with small steps at a time. And then we will gradually build up the confidence to where we want to be. But to actually just arrive with a product when it is trial exam, to my mind, it is not the correct approach. So in principle I support it, but not the way in which it is being introduced onto people in a trial exam.
The final exam for the learners in the province will still be set in English only. Matriculants wrote the final trial exams on Thursday. The Provincial Education Department did not answer questions sent to it for comment. Mcebisi Ngqina, SABC News in the Eastern Cape.